All right, so hopefully understanding the stakes of the crisis makes this big story we're about to tell a little bit more understandable. And it's all about when Oregon's economy can kind of start back up again. I'll tell you right now, it's probably not as soon as you'd like. Right now, Governor Brown says that she wants to see no deaths for 10 to 14 days before starting to ease restrictions. But going back to normal, when will that be? Lindsay Nadrich talked to some economists who say it'll take a lot longer than that.
I know a lot of us hope the economy will recover quickly once the stay-home order is lifted and businesses reopen. But economists say it could take up to a year until we're back to where we were before this.
It's going to take a little bit, and that's probably an understatement.
John Taponia is the president of Eco Northwest. When I asked what the big picture looks like for Oregon as we're seeing this huge economic shutdown, he said to think of this in 3 chapters. The first is the shutdown period we're in right now, which could last until the end of May or mid-June. He says next will come a period of time called the reopening, where businesses will be back open, but people will still be unsure about what's safe and what's not.
You just think of any individual. Let's say the restaurants opened on June 1st. I would be extremely surprised if people are going to rush back and resume all the activity that they were working on right before these, in late February, before all these orders came in.
Portland city economist Josh Harwood agrees, saying it's something we're already seeing happen elsewhere.
We've seen that in China. The factories are back open and the restaurants are open and no one wants to go outside because they're still scared.
So the return of the economy really hinges on how confident people are that the health crisis has been taken care of. John says we likely won't get to the 3rd chapter, which he calls true recovery, until June of 2021.
The whole thing that's going to make the economy work is if you and I have confidence that we can go back into the public, maybe go back into a restaurant, even a bar or a theater, and not be at high risk of getting the coronavirus.
John thinks Oregon is in better shape to recover, though, than other states because the stay-home orders went into place early on and seem to be helping flatten the curve. As for the city of Portland, it could lose anywhere from $40 million to $100 million or more in revenue because of the COVID-19 closures. The biggest hit is coming in the form of taxes lost from hotels and businesses.
Well, we're getting more information every day, but we're still kind of figuring out exactly what the other side of this looks like and when it'll happen.
Josh knows people want answers now, but says we've only been shut down for about 3 weeks, so they're still collecting data. He says we won't know the full extent of the financial impact on Portland for some time.
Okay, Lindsay Nadrich joining us now. So we got a pretty good look at the overall economy long term, but I think people are worried more about their own personal lives here. When are they going to get back to work? When are they going to start making ends meet again? When are we going to start seeing unemployment numbers go down? What are economists saying there?
Yeah, so the economist I spoke to pointed out, this is unprecedented. We've never had anything like this. We've basically put the economy in a coma. And before this, he said we were kind of at historic lows for unemployment rates. So unemployment rates were down at 4% or below. Now, suddenly it's up to 13% as millions of people apply for unemployment. And unfortunately, he said projections show it could take a year to recover. And in a year, he expected unemployment rates to be at about 9%. So still not what we were seeing before. And again, unfortunately, he said it could take a while.
So even under those terms, using the term recover there, we're still looking at pretty high unemployment. Not what people want to hear, but it's something we need to be realistic about moving forward. So thank you for that insight, Lindsay Nadrich. We appreciate the report.